We see the headlines about massive lawsuits and market monopolies, but we rarely see the actual mechanics of how they're being fought. This is EconWorks. We look past the talking points to find where law, economics, and markets actually collide. Let's get into it.
Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so today we are looking right past all the shiny surface level billionaire drama of the Elon Musk and OpenAI lawsuit because honestly, we need to uncover the profound market reality sitting just beneath those headlines. If you're a developer, a venture capitalist, or an enterprise strategist, well, this is the deep dive you've been looking for. We're going to break down exactly how this legal clash is fundamentally about the future architecture of the internet itself, and more importantly, how it's going to impact where you invest, build, and grow your business. Right, let's dive into this, because at first glance, this just looks like a standard, everyday dispute about corporate contracts and board governance. But it's really not. It's actually about the foundation of the modern tech industry. And just to be completely clear, we aren't here to take sides in a legal battle. We're here to decode what this actually means for the market. So here's our roadmap for today. 1. The real OpenAI dispute. 2. Nonprofit to commercial scale. 3. The 3 AI layers. 4. Competing visions for AI. And 5. Shifting market competition. Section 1. The real OpenAI dispute. Let's peel back those headlines and look at the massive economic iceberg underneath. It all boils down to this one absolutely crucial question. Who controls the system that everyone else is building on? Seriously, this isn't just about who owns what shares. It's a battle over the underlying infrastructure of the entire AI ecosystem. Think about it for a second. When you build an application today, you're almost certainly building it on top of foundational models. If the ground shifts beneath you, well, your entire enterprise strategy has to shift right along with it. Section 2. Nonprofit to commercial scale. To understand how we got to this massive, high-stakes standoff, we really need to trace the organization's evolution from an open research project to a fully integrated commercial AI platform. Going back to 2015, OpenAI started with a strictly nonprofit mission. The whole goal was to develop advanced AI openly for the benefit of all humanity. Elon Musk was a key co-founder and funder, really pushing that initial safety-first open mission, while Sam Altman focused on organizing and scaling the whole thing. But notice the divergence here. By 2018, Musk leaves the board, so he loses formal control. Then by 2019, realizing they need massive capital for advanced compute, OpenAI shifted to a capped profit model and formed a massive partnership with Microsoft. Fast forward to 2023, and you've got Musk suing over mission drift, arguing the system has just become way too centralized and commercialized. When analyzing their holding structure, it's pretty wild to see how a commercial pivot of this scale actually works in practice. You have the nonprofit board of directors sitting right at the very top. But below that, the nonprofit owns a holding company, which then partners in a capped profit entity fueled by Microsoft's massive 49% investment. For venture capitalists and enterprise leaders tuning in, this is a literal masterclass in structuring for scale. It allowed them to raise billions of dollars to build incredibly powerful commercial products like GPT-4, all while technically keeping those nonprofit roots intact. And it's this exact shift from a small research lab to a scaled, highly capitalized platform that sits right at the heart of the current dispute. Moving to Section 3, the 3 AI layers. This brings us directly to the technical architecture. And if you're trying to map out where value actually resides in this new economy, understanding this is absolutely vital. Let's break down the simplified AI stack. Right at the bottom, you have the model layer. This is your core intelligence, the massive foundational brains of the entire operation. Then in the middle, the system layer. This handles all the APIs, the workflows, the deep integrations. And finally, sitting at the top, the interface layer. These are the apps and tools that users actually touch every day. Everyone loves focusing on the top, right? Because it's what we see. But make no mistake, the power dynamic here is strictly bottom up. Let's think about how this totally changes the game for developers. Traditionally, applications were largely self-contained, but now, intelligent applications have AI injecting smarts at every single level, from event triggers to processing straight through to the output. So while your firm might be building some incredibly innovative tools in the middle or up at the top interface, the fundamental law of this new architecture is that control at the foundational model layer dictates absolutely everything built above it. If the model layer suddenly changes its rules, its pricing, or its access, your application is going to feel that shockwave instantly. Section 4. Competing visions for AI. This technical reality perfectly sets the stage for the duel between two totally opposing economic philosophies. We're neutrally observing two distinct but highly logical economic models here. On one side, you have Musk's position, which advocates for decentralized open infrastructure. The core argument is that no single corporate entity should monopolize the foundational intelligence layer of the future, and we need strict constraints on that centralized power. On the flip side, OpenAI's stance is that safely developing highly advanced AI inherently requires massive astronomical capital investment. They argue that to deploy these systems securely at a global scale, you simply can't rely on a decentralized nonprofit model. You absolutely need robust commercial platform partnerships. So it's essentially a massive debate. AI as an open public utility versus AI as a heavily funded, secure commercial platform. Section 5. Shifting market competition. Finally, let's look at the macroeconomic ramifications of these competing visions and why this ultimately dictates future investment and business growth for all of us. Thinking about the generative AI value chain, we can map out where all the different stages sit, from data collection all the way down to the final applications. Today, the fiercest competition is happening right at the interface layer. Think about the hundreds of new AI wrapper apps launching literally every single week. But if control over the model layer shifts, say through legal mandates forcing more openness, it completely changes where businesses can actually carve out a competitive edge. So what are the key takeaways for your enterprise strategy? First, even if the ecosystem becomes more open, that foundational model layer is likely going to remain heavily concentrated simply because of the sheer, mind-boggling cost of computing power. You just can't easily replicate a multi-billion-dollar data center, right? Second, competition might shift from the interface to the system layer, meaning whoever builds the best integrations and APIs is going to win. Third, and this is the big one, more openness doesn't necessarily mean more competition. It means a completely different type of competition. Whoever controls the bottom of the stack still dictates the rules of gravity for absolutely everyone else. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought to take back to your teams. As you plan out your venture investments or your enterprise tech stock for the next 5 years, ask yourself, are you building on the assumption that AI will be an open, shared infrastructure or a proprietary walled platform? Because depending on how this historic clash shakes out, the ground beneath your business is about to change. Thanks for joining me, and keep learning.
Thanks for watching. For the deep dive economic analysis behind these stories, join us at econworks.com. Subscribe to stay informed on where law and economics meet the market. We'll see you in the next episode.